Yes, so Alfred the Great and his champion Michael Wood won through, beating Shakespeare by the smallest of margins, just 4 votes. I'm sure you'll all agree, though, that the wit, pertinence and dynamism of Hislop's speech was spellbinding. Congratulations to all those involved. As Michael Wood put it, it makes us proud to be British. And in fact, our featured interview tonight is with the broadcaster Michael Wood himself. Whilst running away with the plaudits for his efforts in the Great Britain debate, Michael also spoke tonight on his recent extraordinary journey around Britain during the making of the Great British Story. I caught up with him afterwards in the green room. Well, Michael, thanks very much for joining us tonight. Firstly, this is the second time you come to the festival. What's it like being back?
Oh, it's lovely being back. It's the most wonderful occasion for a festival that you could possibly imagine. This gorgeous landscape, you know. We came over from Tisbury and it's just wonderful the way the valley opens up. The location is great, and I can't believe how the festival has expanded in such a short time. It's just great, and it's going to be a fixture, I think.
Yeah.
The interest in history in the UK is so huge, so huge. You know, it's our biggest leisure participation activity in the UK, and so I'm sure this will grow from strength to strength.
Well, let's hope so. Now, you're here tonight talking about your Great British Story. Where did it sprout from, this project?
Well, it came from a project we'd done a year and a half ago, which was taking one village through the whole of English history, called The Story of England. Village in Leicestershire. We took the community all the way through their history, from the Anglo-Saxons, Norman conquest, Black Death, and everything. And we had a big public response to that because it involved the schools and the community, and even reading their own texts. And after that, the BBC said, "Oh, can you do more of that all over the UK, basically, for Jubilee year?" So that's how the Great British Story emerged.
So why Kibworth?
Why Kibworth? Well, I'd been thinking about this idea for a long time. Funnily enough, Jamie Holland and Jamie had taken me a trip round the valley 3 or 4 years back, because I'd been thinking the early documents are so great for the Chalke Valley, Anglo-Saxon stuff. This was one of the places I thought about.
Okay.
But I wanted a place that was ordinary, Middle England, nothing posh, not too rural. It had to have industrial history, and Kibworth not only had the wonderful manorial documents from the Middle Ages, but it had canals, railways, framework knitters, council estates, and that meant that you could move the story on to 18th, 19th, 20th centuries, and its ordinariness. I liked its ordinariness.
So how did the people of Kibworth react to it? I mean, did you grow attached to them?
Oh, God, yes. Kibworth will forever have a part of my heart. Several of us went back for the pantomime last Christmas, and actually I was there on Jubilee Day, kind of a couple of weeks ago, breaking a bottle of champagne over there, the pub having been turned into a ship,
Amazing.
And we did a little bit of filming there for the Great British Story as well. So, and they've had a Heritage and Lottery Fund grant, and they're carrying on the progress, and no, I'm very, very fond of Kibworth.
So it must be quite odd, because obviously you've done documentaries across the world, all over your career.
Yeah.
What's your most satisfying documentary from your illustrious career?
I don't know, the things that you've enjoyed. I've had a long involvement with Iraq, and I did a film about the destruction of the Marsh Arabs in southern Iraq, which got a lot of awards, but was a wonderful experience to make. Films like Alexander the Great were incredible experiences to do, because you literally did travel through the Near East, across Iran, through Afghanistan. We walked over the Hindu Kush and in Afghanistan, and these are experiences that I always wanted to be a medieval historian in life, and I always felt a bit sad that I'd not done that path. But then, some years into my TV career, I woke up in the kind of marshes of southern Iraq or the Hindu Kush in Afghanistan, and I thought, wow, I'm really glad I'm doing this. So there've been a lot. Yeah, the Congo River journey was an amazing journey. But Kibworth gave me very great satisfaction.
Really?
I think that English history, the community, and the wonderful response we got from the general public.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're also here tonight for the Great Britain debate, which just happened.
Yes.
And Alfred the Great, who you were championing,
he won by 4 votes over Shakespeare, and I was kind of, I was a bit iffy about it really. Somebody back in the 9th century, you don't expect to do very well in a debate like this. And also, I love Shakespeare, adore Shakespeare. I've written a big biography of Shakespeare and made a number of films about Shakespeare over the years, and would have happily argued for Shakespeare. But Alfred's a different kind of person, and I just asked people to consider the long term in history, and amazingly, he won.
But you said it makes you proud to be British, that sort of debate.
Yeah, you know, what struck me listening to everybody was here, we're a small island on the fringe of Europe. We had 3 million people in 1550s. How did we play such a role in the history of the world? It's an amazing idea. And how many places in the world can have produced so many men and women of genius? Some small places like us, ancient Greece perhaps, but in terms of science, technology, literature, the arts, philosophy, you know, astounding. And the short long list that Jamie and Tom and a number of us all drew up, 50 or 60 people we started off with. We had, you know, James Watt and Brunel and scientists and great figures in different walks of life, radicals like, you know, Mary Wollstonecraft. What a great figure she is. Olaudah Equiano, one of the great fighters against slavery, who was an African Briton in the 18th century. You know, there's so many great figures that we could have made that list, you know, 10 times as long and not run out of, you know, amazing figures. So I felt wow, God, the great British story is something.
It's great. And will you be here this weekend?
I'm afraid I've got to go straight back to the cutting room because we're still shooting and cutting the last 2 episodes.
Of course.
So unfortunately, because I would love to stay tonight and go for a walk up the valley tomorrow, but sure, I'll come back.
You can go away a victor after tonight's debate. Michael, thanks very much for your time, and have a good night. With a beautifully illustrated presentation, Michael really did show how every place has its story and its drama. So now we head to the business end of the festival with only 2 days remaining, but still so much to fit in, with almost 40 events taking place in various tents and fields this weekend, including some incredibly exciting live demonstrations in the Eden Field, as pike and shot bring us seamlessly into a plethora of historical eras. On top of this, there will be talks by Martin Brown, Anthony Beaver, Ian Kershaw and Artemis Cooper. A rich day lies ahead. Now remember, you can catch up with everything from the festival thus far, including my exclusive video interview of Ian Hislop, on the Chalke Valley website at www.cvhf.org.uk. Thanks for joining us tonight, and until tomorrow, good night.